Hi, Isabel here. Today I want to share with you 3 concepts that will help you to come back to the energy of confidence. Hi, I'm Isabel. I'm an international holistic coach, yoga and energy healer. And today I want to share with you 3 things, 3 concepts that can help you to come back to the energy of confidence. First of all, I want to share with you that it's not possible for you to lose confidence. The only thing that you lose is the connection with that energy, with that feeling of feeling confident. Now go back to a moment where you feel confident. How do you feel? How do you act? Just take a moment to consider that. Maybe you speak with more confidence, you speak loudly, maybe you take more risks, you take different actions, focus on your strength, you celebrate others. So it's a completely different attitude when we feel confident. So let's explore 3 concepts of feeling confident. First one is to practice. For anything that you're doing, especially if it's a new thing, you need to practice. Now imagine that for the first time you're going to speak in public, for the first time you're going to do a presentation. Maybe it's not the first time, you've done it a few times, but still there's that feeling of fear, of anxiety. Now the best thing maybe that you can do in that moment is to practice. Keep practicing your speech, keep practicing what you're doing, keep practicing your own skill. Because the more you practice and you know your thing, the more confident you will feel. So this is one concept. The second concept is looking for evidence. So what you're going to do is to look for evidence, maybe in the past, obviously. You're going to look for evidence that you already done it, that there was a situation that you overcame that situation with confidence. So you had to go and gather your confident self to overcome that situation. Imagine for me personally, I came to a different country, so my first language is not English. So many times I had to feel confident and gather my courage to speak with other people in English, or to go for an interview where I had to speak in English, meet new people, say things, because every time I opened my mouth, I thought that I wasn't speaking correct. For you is the same. There are situations for sure that you can look back and see how confident you were. So just go back to them and see what was your process, what happened, what made you feel confident, and how did you do it? The third one is to recognize that there are parts of you. One part of you can say that you don't feel confident, you don't know enough, you need to do more, you need to have another course, you need to do ABC so that you feel confident first. And other part of you might feel, no, I can do this. I can move city, I can meet a new partner, I can go for that job, I can be a mom, I can be a dad. Become aware of those different parts of you, of that conversation in your head. Because I tell you one thing that's for sure, everyone has that conversation, what we call story. So everyone will have a story, you will have a story, I have a story. So the third thing is to become aware of your own stories. Now I'm going to give you an exercise for you to do. So it's a few questions that you can right now grab a pen and paper, sit down and consider this. How do you reconnect with the energy of confidence? So write down on your paper, right now, if I had more confidence, I would, and then write it down. What would you do if you had more confidence right now? What story do you keep telling yourself about not being confident? Now you're going to identify 3 things that you keep telling yourself that are not actually true. And then you're going to take a moment to consider what are the consequences of you keeping those stories and never actually taking action or do the things that you want to do because you feel that you are not confident. Just write it down. And then go back to a story where you were really confident, where you can see that you gathered your courage, that you were confident and really went for the thing, even though that you had fears, even though that you were worried about it. Think about that story, write it down as well. So now you can see a pattern. Now you can recognize probably that there are some stories that you tell yourself and they are not true. So everyone does this, everyone has stories. The thing is that we just want to recognize what those stories are. And finally, just remember that you don't need to not feel fear to feel confident. Everyone will feel fear, everyone will have anxieties and worries. The thing is, how do you see that? How do you determine that? For some people, that is enough to stop them. For you, you can decide to feel the fear and do it anyway. If you like this video, give it some love, and please, I invite you to subscribe because that helps us a lot to continue put free content out there to help more and more people. Have a great day. Bye.